All right, everyone. So diving into AI again, apparently it can now solve like complex math problems faster than you can say algorithm and like write you a sonnet. That'll make you cry. We're not quite there yet, but two new models are supposedly getting pretty close. Grok 3 and GPT-4.5. Grok 3 is from Elon Musk's XAI. And GPT-4.5, that's OpenAI's latest, or it's supposed to be. Buckle up.
Okay.
Because today we're going deep into this AI arms race. Okay, so what exactly makes these models tick? And, which one's like actually better? That's what we're going to try to figure out. So Grok 3, it's been getting a ton of buzz, right, with this whole think mode. Yeah, no, the name's a bit much. I kind of rolled my eyes too when I first heard it. But GPT-4.5, total vaporware. Like as of late February 2025 anyway. So is Grok 3 really all that?
Yeah.
Or is it just hype? The Muskiverse and all. And will GPT 4.5 like ever see the light of day? Let's find out. All right. Grok 3. This thing is supposedly a monster when it comes to logic and reasoning, especially with math, like seriously complex equations kind of make your head spin. But Grok 3 just gobbles them up.
Apparently uses something called a deep search, which it lets it pull information from, documents and stuff while it's thinking. So it's like some kind of like researcher mainlining caffeine, except it's, all digital and never sleeps. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Or just kind of creepy. Let me know in the comments. Now, GPT 4.5, the phantom of the AI opera, right? Rumor has it this thing's going to be even better at understanding and responding to emotions than like anything we've seen before. And the earlier ones were already pretty good. Imagine like chat bots that not only answer your questions, but also offer, a virtual shoulder to cry on, basically 24/7 therapist, maybe a bit less judgmental. But the big question is, will it actually ever, launch? Or is it going to be the AI equivalent of Bigfoot? To really compare these two, we got to get into the nitty-gritty, the tech specs. So let's start with, intelligence, because that's what it's all about, right? Grok 3, it's supposedly a logic machine, like pure logic, numbers, reasoning, problem solving, like a calculator on steroids that can also write code, maybe even win at chess. Who knows? GPT 4.5, on the other hand, supposedly the master communicator. It's all about natural language, crafting responses that are not just accurate, but sound like a human wrote them. So the question is, which kind of intelligence is actually more valuable? Solving crazy equations, or being able to write like a killer argument, or a song that makes you weep? Which one's more impressive to you? All right, now the price tag. This is where it gets kind of murky. Nobody really knows how much either of these models is going to cost. I mean, OpenAI stuff has always been pretty expensive, which I guess makes sense, given what they can do. But will Grok 3 be the same, or will it be more, budget-friendly? Time will tell. Next up, speed. In the AI world, speed is king. And Grok 3, well, seem to have the edge here. It's reportedly running on 100,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs. Yeah, you heard that right, 100,000. That's an insane amount of processing power. So like lightning-fast responses, calculations, crucial for things like financial trading, scientific simulations, that kind of thing. GPT 4.5, though, it's speed. Total mystery. Can it keep up with Grok 3's raw power?
Or is it going to get left in the dust? Okay, last tech spec. Context window size. Basically, this refers to like how much information the AI can keep in mind at once. Kind of like short-term memory, but for a machine. Bigger context window. More complex responses. But Grok 3 and GPT 4.5 claim to have large context windows. But they're kind of vague on the details. It's like saying, oh, trust me, it's big, but not actually giving me measurements. Kind of frustrating. Okay, so we've got the basics, right? Now let's get real. Strengths, weaknesses. How might these models actually be used? Starting with Grok 3. Logic monster, yeah. So perfect for tasks that need, precision. Like scientific research, engineering, maybe even self-driving cars. Imagine Grok 3 helping scientists discover new drugs, design like eco-friendly energy solutions, maybe even crack fusion power, or streamlining engineering projects. Buildings that are like both beautiful and earthquake-proof, revolutionizing transportation. Sounds amazing. Or a little scary. What do you think? But here's the thing. Grok 3 might be great at logic, but emotional intelligence, not so much. It can solve equations, build structures. But can it really understand human emotions? Empathy, compassion. Can it write a poem that makes you cry, tell a story that makes you laugh? That's where things get interesting. Plus, it's still new, so might not be a lot of support out there compared to, more established model. Now, GPT 4.5. The supposed communication king. This model is all about generating text that's not just accurate, but sounds, natural, engaging. Imagine talking to a chatbot, and it feels like you're talking to a real person, except no awkward silences, no small talk. Could be revolutionary for customer service, education, even therapy. But remember, we're still in speculation mode here. This thing might not even exist. And even if it does launch, it'll probably be super expensive, knowing OpenAI.
So while GPT 4.5 sounds promising, let's, keep our expectations in check. Could be the next big thing. Or another overhyped letdown. Only time will tell. So that's Grok 3 and GPT 4.5, two of the buzziest AI models out there. One's a logic machine, crunches numbers, solves problems like nobody's business. The other, a potential language wizard. Could change how we communicate. But which one's better?
Well, that depends what you're looking for. Welcome back to round 2 of our AI showdown. Last time we kind of, got under the hood of Grok 3 and GPT 4.5, our logic machine and our maybe smooth talker. But let's be real, no tech is perfect, right? So today we're putting on our skeptic hats and digging into the potential downsides. First up, bias. AI models they learn from, like massive amounts of data. If that data is biased, well, guess what? The AI becomes biased too. Imagine an AI trained on like news articles that are full of negativity about a certain group of people. Suddenly your super smart AI is like parroting those same biases. That's a recipe for disaster. Developers are trying to fix this, but it's like, a game of whack-a-mole with prejudice. And then there's the big one, right? Job displacement. As AI gets smarter, it can do more and more things that, humans used to do. Some people say this will free us up for more creative work. Others say it's a one-way ticket to like mass unemployment. I mean, what happens to truck drivers, factory workers, even customer service reps when AI can do their jobs? Are we headed for an AI utopia or an AI apocalypse?
Hit me with your predictions in the comments. Oh, and let's not forget about control. Who's actually steering this AI ship? Governments? Corporations? Tech overlords? What's to stop them from using AI for like their own benefit, even if it's, at our expense? Imagine AI manipulating elections, censoring information, maybe even like controlling our thoughts. Sounds like some dystopian sci-fi movie, right? But the tech is there, which means we need to be having some serious conversations about AI ethics. Like yesterday, okay, before we spiral into an existential crisis, let's talk real world stuff. Where are Grok 3 and GPT 4.5 actually going to make a difference? Grok 3, our logic whiz, it seems destined for fields that need, hardcore precision, like science, engineering, finance. Picture this. Grok 3 is helping scientists discover new drugs, design like eco-friendly energy, maybe even crack fusion power. Or it's like streamlining engineering projects, creating buildings that are, both beautiful and earthquake-proof, revolutionizing transportation. The possibilities are like kind of endless. But let's be real for a sec. What if all these advances only benefit, like, the wealthy? Widening the gap between the haves and the have-nots. How do we make sure AI benefits everyone, not just, the elite few? It's a question worth thinking about. Now, GPT 4.5, our supposed communication guru. It's all about human interaction, right? So perfect for things like customer service, education, maybe even entertainment. Imagine, like hyper-realistic chatbots, providing 24/7 customer support, answering questions, resolving issues, maybe even offering a virtual hug when you're feeling down. Or personalized learning platforms, powered by GPT 4.5, adapting to each student's learning style, making education more engaging, more effective. And entertainment, GPT 4.5 could create interactive stories that unfold based on your choices, video games with characters that feel, super real, maybe even virtual companions that offer companionship, support. Sounds kind of cool, right? But what happens when we become too reliant on AI for connection? Do our real-life social skills just atrophy? And what if AI gets too good at mimicking emotions? Could it be used to manipulate us, exploit our vulnerability?
Erode trust between people. It's a brave new world, folks. We got to be careful. So that wraps up part 2 of our AI exploration. We looked at the potential pitfalls and dove into some real-world applications of Grok 3 and GPT 4.5. In part 3, we're going to zoom out, ponder the big picture, what these models tell us about the future of AI and the challenges and opportunities they present for humanity. Stick around. All right, welcome back to the final round of our AI deep dive. So we've broken down the tech, we've thought about the risks, we've even explored some potential applications of Grok 3 and GPT 4.5. Now I think it's time to step back and contemplate the big picture, What do these models actually tell us about the future of AI? And how might they reshape the world as we know it? One thing that really jumps out at me is just the sheer complexity of these models. I mean, we're talking neural networks with billions of parameters trained on mountains of data. It's mind-blowing, right? It really shows how far AI has come.
And that machines can, actually tackle tasks that we once thought were exclusively human. But this complexity also raises some red flags, how do these models actually work? Really, what kind of biases are baked into their algorithms, and who's responsible when things, inevitably go wrong? It's easy to get caught up in all the hype, right? But we need to be approaching these advancements with a healthy dose of skepticism and demanding transparency from the companies that are building these things. After all, AI's impact on society really depends on the choices we make today. Speaking of choices, another crucial takeaway here is the need for collaboration. Developing and using AI responsibly. It requires like real teamwork between, researchers, developers, policymakers, ethicists, the public. Nobody has all the answers, right? So open dialogue, knowledge sharing, clear ethical guidelines, those are essential. We also need to educate the public about AI so everyone can, actually participate in shaping its future. Because let's face it, AI is going to affect all of us.
And lastly, remember, AI isn't some magic solution. It's a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. The future of AI isn't predetermined. It's shaped by the decisions we make. We need to be aware of the risks, but also embrace the potential benefits. I mean, AI has the power to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges, from climate change to, curing diseases. It could help us build a more equitable and sustainable world. But achieving that, it requires using AI responsibly, ethically, and with a clear understanding of its limitations. So that concludes our deep dive into the world of Grok 3 and GPT 4.5. We've explored the cutting edge of AI from its, technical marvels to its ethical dilemmas and potential impact on society. I hope you found this journey informative, engaging, and, maybe even a little thought-provoking. The world of AI is constantly evolving, and it's up to all of us to, stay informed and involved in shaping its future. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.